Hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So this is going to be the bonus general message part 2. If you didn't watch part 1 yet, you'll definitely want to do that first to know where we're at and why we're even doing this part 2, because I basically tucked myself into it at the end of part 1. And so here we go. We're going to talk about where is this really happy she showed up as like a queen of cups, but it could be a he just as easily. But in part 1, what we saw is a queen of cups, really like let go of some things. Their life has shifted into kind of a new timeline. That wheel of fortune turned in their favor, and they've been now they've bossed up to like a queen of swords energy, and they are really like focusing on all kinds of success in their life. It wasn't about romance at that point. It was very much like she had cut an energetic cord with someone from her past. And we're not going to talk about that past person in this one at all. We already like covered that. So where is she kind of sailing to? By the way, if you missed part 1, the free link is right there in the description box for you. Okay, so you can click on that and then come back to this video after you watch that one if you'd like. I'll also make it so it'll pop up at the tail end of this video on the screen at the end of this, but it'll be a while before I can do that because this has to process first. Okay, so we've got the Temperance card in the upright for her. Sagittarian energy. Seriously, she feels so emotionally, spiritually, physically balanced right now. It's interesting also because she's not out trying to manifest with a magician in the reverse. She's not out trying to manifest. She simply is like literally taking actionable steps in her life every day where she's like, oh, this is so awesome. Oh, I love what I'm, actually creating that's tangible. It's not like she's thinking, okay, I want my whole life to be this and that, and here's my 15-year plan. She's really like on the daily making her things that she wants come true. Now, this can also be a card of illusion sometimes, though, too. So that could be somebody on the horizon for her. We could have a magician. Doesn't matter. She's not even, if there is anybody out there, that could be Virgo, Gemini energy. But if there's anybody out there that is like trying to mess with her peace of mind, it's not going to even like bother her. And if she were to start to undercut herself and be like, I feel so peaceful, but will it last? She immediately, replenishes that thought with, of course it'll last. This is my life. I get to decide what sentence I write next in the book of my life. Because that 8 of Cups is like, she's really, I just feel like she's living her life one day at a time, one step at a time, exactly as she wants. I don't think she's answering to anybody else. I don't think, oh, Knight of Swords, things are about to pick up for her, which we already saw that also at the end of part 2. Her life is, it's a combination of like, wow, this is exactly what I wanted. And I think that there's plateaus, and then there's sparks of excitement, and then there's plateaus again. I do feel like she is on a journey. I do feel like she may be moving. Tell me what that Knight of Swords is representing. 2 of Wands. She's going to have a decision to make. We saw some of that also in the end of part 1. Where is she? What's her decision between? And I will mention this before I continue to shuffle. Oh, look at that. At the bottom, there's a Chariot. I don't read from the bottom anyway. It's just I noticed it because my hands are holding it. You notice how this 2 of Wands says, I've got the globe over here, and then I've got, the cat representing the opposite path. It's almost like somebody is saying, do I want to like put myself in one specific place in the world, or do I want to be more like a cat and I just kind of like roam about? So she's going to have a decision to make, or already is in the midst of making decisions. We got okay, so she's going to consult with her innermost self with the Star card. But hold on, I want to backtrack because that 2 of Wands makes me think of one of my all-time favorite Bob Seger songs, Roll Me Away. Because it's something about like, I could go east, I could go west. It's all up to me to decide. And I feel like this is very much like a rambling, traveling, freedom kind of energy on this. And she's very much at peace with this. She's just asking. My dog agrees. Sorry, I know he gets noisy in the background there because I think this mic picks up his voice really, really well. But he does have to occasionally just do his doggy guarding. And I wouldn't have him any other way. I love having a dog that I know takes care of me. is really nice. He takes care of the whole house for us. So we've got that star card for this character. They need to consult with their innermost self. What does my ultimate happiness look like? Oh, this is exciting because she's trying to decide, do I stay here, move here, invest, or do I travel? That's what I feel like she's in between those two. This isn't really even about work. Her bigger question to herself is, do I want to be in one like zip code, or do I want to roam for a while? Then I'll decide what kind of work I'm going to be doing, or what I take with me or what I don't. I like the fact that she's flipping the questions around to herself and saying, okay, my life is my own. I don't ever want to feel like I squandered it. So I'm going to ask myself, not, what job do I have to take for what amount of money? I'm going to ask myself, what quality of life do I want to live? And then that will determine what job I'll end up taking. She's really focusing on what her genuine desire is. And maybe she's also saying, do I care more about like loving a job that I have, or do I care more about loving, my time off work and wherever I'm going to be? Yeah, it just feels like she's asking herself, and only she can answer those questions. But I feel like this is really boiling it down to, do I invest and live in one location, or do I travel? I don't know why that's what I feel like, because a star can be distance. So tell me, what is it that she's settling on? I mean, I don't know if we can see this for her, but let's ask. With that star card, 10 of Swords and the Lovers. And this is not to say, this is going to be like some huge statement that's going to sound a little bit wild. She may be saying, I'm done in this area. I don't feel like the romance of a lifetime is someone I'm going to meet here. I think I'm called to go to some place with wide open skies and different people. Maybe she's like, I want to go someplace out into the country. Maybe I've lived in a city up until now, and I want to change my environment because I have a feeling I'm going to meet some person, but I don't think I'm going to meet him here because I think I've completed my journey and my lessons while I've been here. This is kind of her knowing that she's cut that cord with that person from part one. We saw an energetic cord cut, and we saw her sailing away. And I really think that this is her reflecting and saying, my memory of that person is also maybe tangled up in this location. And that's maybe why she's saying, I think I'm ready to move. It doesn't mean that there aren't other amazing people right in the town that she lives in, right? No matter where somebody is, there are other fabulous people around us all the time. It's not like we have to, up and move to meet other people. But I almost feel like she's saying, but I want to meet a totally different, a person that lives in a totally different environment, someone who would be attracted to a different culture, environment, like, because I'm interested in expanding my horizons as well. So I really feel like she is choosing some kind of change here, is what it looks like to me, because there's an ending to the same old for her. Yeah, she's going to leave. She may be leaving a snowier, colder location for a place that's going to be warmer. And she's leaving behind like old dreams, old memories, old things that she doesn't need to bring with her. She's kind of like, in this case, it looks like she's being guided by her higher guides and things. You notice how we have an angel in the sky overseeing this Lover's card. And it's like, I want to go ahead and leave the place that I associate with that ending. I ended something with an ex. This town reminds me of them. Or even if I wasn't living in the same town as them, when I detached from them, I will forever think of that detachment in that town that I lived in. And that's why I'm ready to go ahead and go, because that closed a chapter for me somehow. I finished something there. It's my graveyard of a memory, and the graveyard is not where I remain. And I hope that doesn't sound so macabre, because it shouldn't be. It's a wonderful thing. It's a farewell. It's where I leave unrealized dreams behind in that colder, snowier place in my memory bank, and I move onward. This is very exciting. So I do think she's choosing to leave, to change something. I want to go where the gardens grow. Now, obviously, a Queen of Pentacles creates a garden anywhere she goes, but she got her trusty little pooch by her side, and there she is. She is off to build a garden somewhere. This is so exciting. It's funny because she's saying, remember when I said, I wonder if it's that she's asking herself, what does my true happiness look like? Does it mean that I stay in one place, or does it mean that I travel a bunch? She's actually saying it means both. It means that I stay when I find the place that I want to be. And then I build that abundance and I get super rooted. High Priestess. And she's saying, and for right now, I'm going to follow my intuition, and I'm going to let, just like water flows right where it's supposed to, right? You know, water is going to find a way through the cracks. Water is going to cut a new bank through the river when it needs to, but it's always heading for the ocean. And she's like, if I'm operating as a high priestess, I am intuitively, I'm not just asking my inner self with that Aquarian energy, my individual self, what does my happiness look like? That's just to decide, you know, in her heart space, do I really want a life where it's like I remain in this town, or do I want to travel? She's saying, I want to follow my instinct. That's her answer to herself. And then I always want a form of stability, but I also need to be guided by my instinct. Wow, this is like radical self-trust right now for her. What do we get? We got the Hanged Man. What's the delay about? She's thinking about something from a different perspective. Ace of Wands. It leads her to her next question. What is my passion right now? My passion is possibly changed. So I feel like she's sitting down, like writing things down in a diary, and she's asking herself, like, all right, like if I were going to do puppet theater right now and describe what she's doing, she's sitting here saying, you know, I have cut the cord with my past. And I genuinely know that I have cut that cord. Now I'm only looking to my future, and I'm asking myself this first question. What would my ultimate happiness look like? Do I want to remain where I am, or do I symbolically want to, you know, leave and go someplace else? She says, well, okay, I can answer that. I want to go someplace else. Why? Because I feel as if I've completed my journey here. Okay, so I think that I'm being guided to move along. All right. So then what is it that I would like? Well, I would still like to have a sense of stability. I don't want to make any random choices. So how do I know if I'm making a random choice or not? And it says, because I have to check in with my intuition. My intuition, what is my intuition saying to me? My intuition right now is saying, all right, you need to pause and take a breath, because if you don't really know what your intuition is saying yet, do nothing until you know. That's my mother's advice to me. I don't give advice on my channel because these are all fictional stories about fictional characters. But my mom she's wonderful, and she's always given me just the greatest advice, and that's what she's always said to me is, if you don't know what to do yet, do nothing until it becomes very clear. And that has served me well. Not suggesting you listen to that. I don't give advice. I am not qualified to do that, but I will share words because that's what this is. It's about storytelling. But that's what I would say. That's the only way I can interpret this, because this is about pausing, looking at things through a different spectrum. So again, our character is sitting here writing down, okay, so what does my intuition say? Wait for a moment and look at something from a different set of eyes, which is, okay, now I know what the right question is, because we have to ask ourselves the right question before we can get on the right path, right? Wait a second. Where is my passion? But it's not just where is my passion, it's how has my passion changed? So now she's being forced to say, you know, anytime we make a big change in life, and remember, she severed that connection. She cut that energetic cord that she had with somebody from her past, someone she used to hold space for. So she is basically, decisions that we make in life change us subtly, is what I would argue with this character. And so she's saying, not only did I sever a connection, not only did I complete a journey, not only have I had that Wheel of Fortune turn in my favor, if you watch part 1, you know what I'm talking about, but it also means that I am different and my passion is different. So it's not just about where do I want to go? Okay, now I know that I want to maybe roam around. I know that I want to leave one area, but what else is different about what I want now? Meaning, how have I changed? So now she's got to make a list of how she's changed, not to connect her change to that past person that she was with and be like, well, I changed because they broke my heart and blah, blah, blah. No, there's none of that. Remember, the energetic cord has been cut. She simply is looking only at herself. How have I changed? What am I most interested in? Right now, I would argue freedom, because that butterfly is free. She also is saying, And I want to look at things that used to be blockages in my mind, things that I didn't think I would ever be allowed to do. Maybe I don't have that glass ceiling over me anymore. Maybe that's one of the other major things that changed for me. Maybe this is somebody who never thought that they could, like travel and go wherever they wanted. And now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I can. Who says I can't? Who's in charge of this ship? Me. I'm the one sailing my ship, Nine of Wands. Telling you, this is somebody who is going to go after their dreams, whatever their dreams are. These are big dreams. These are the things that they, for some reason, they felt they couldn't have before. Sometimes when we're around a person or any group of people, that group of people gets to know us. And in some cases, we feel like, wow, I can't go through a metamorphosis because the people that are around me, they expect me to be a certain way. They basically have created an identity of how they see me, and I'm now living up to their vision of who I am. But you know what? That's not who I am. Who I am is maybe an adventurer. Maybe I'm somebody who, or maybe I just want to move to a different city block or something like that and live, on a different side of town. And maybe I never thought I could, ever find a place that I could afford in a specific area or something. And it's like, why don't I go ahead and fight for it? Why don't I start putting in effort and getting what I really want? So the biggest thing for her is that she's changed in what her passions are, because she said, I don't want there to be limitations on what I'm allowed to achieve in life, where I'm allowed to go. I'm going to fight for the things I really want. And some of those are going to be, Knight of Pentacles. She's got maybe some goals that she wants to set for herself that could be pretty big. She may say, you know what? I want to get a PhD. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start chipping away at that. Who says I can't? Maybe she didn't think she could if she had stayed with that previous partner. Seven of Wands definitely is fighting off any obstacles, anything that would bog her down and make her feel. And let me put it this way. At this point in time, because she has nothing but a sense of freedom, calm, peace, and empowered headspace, it's like any obstacle that I face, I'll find a way around it. I'll turn those wands into blossoming, staffs instead. It's as if she's very certain right now that she's up for any challenge, as long as it's bringing her closer to what she really wants. And here we go, because she's become a Queen of Wands. A Queen of Wands always goes after what they really want. And this is kind of with a single-minded pursuit of every day she's going to check in with, what is it that I really want? I want this. And the day that she says, I don't really want, maybe she decides somewhere down the road, nope, actually, I don't want to go for the full-on PhD. I'm happy with the bachelor's. I'm happy with the associate's degree. She'll be completely fine saying that too. She doesn't punish herself and say, great, I said I was going to go for a PhD and I told other people that, and now I've changed my mind. The Queen of Wands is like, what do you mean? The only mind that matters is mine, and I can change it anytime I want. She's got this attitude of, like, I get to explore whatever is important in my life. And it doesn't matter. It's not a race. It's not about how fast I can get there so I can strut around and say, see, I did it. I told you I'd go get a PhD, and I did. It's somebody who goes, if I said I wanted to do something, it's because I wanted that journey. I wanted to see the sights along that journey. If I said I wanted to move to another country and then maybe plans change, doesn't matter. I change my plans when it suits me. When my desires change is when I change my course of action. This is less about, you notice how this is not a story about, oh, is she going to go find a romantic partner? Like, we haven't even seen that at all. All we've seen is somebody who is, like, what I would argue is they are fully living their life with, and that's maybe what this whole evolution has been, is for this lead character to, like, really just love living their life. How wonderful is that? I love this. Let me get one last card and we're going to wrap this up, because this was supposed to be short and it was long. Strength card. That factored in so heavily in part one. The strength card came out like 3 times, I think. So we end on the strength card note. Not a surprise at all. This is somebody who, let me put it this way, because this was about this character's journey entirely. This was her journey to metamorphosizing through different pieces of her own persona and finding the parts that will serve her the best from here moving forward, which is, I am the leader of my life. The strength card is Leo energy. She ends up as a Queen of Wands. We got a lot of wands going on here. it seems as if the whole thing was about her choosing every step of the way to go ahead and enjoy being herself and enjoy pursuing whatever it is that she wants. And the fact that she's strong enough to do this, brave enough to do this, and now able to identify, wow, that is who I am. I'm actually a really brave person. That's such a cool message on this. All right, I'm going to leave this here and then I'm going to go eat because my stomach is about to growl like a bear. Thank you guys for being here. If you do enjoy my fictional storytelling, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. It helps my channel to grow and it lets me know you guys enjoy this and that you enjoy watching my channel and that you want me to keep doing it, and then I will. So thank you so much if you watch my channel for doing those free things that support my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. As I always say, these are fictional. I'm not a psychic. I wish I had that gift. I do not. I have the gift of being a storyteller and I love it. I'm a writer writing without a pen in this particular format. And it's something I enjoy to the core of my soul. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. All right, bye.